Hey, everybody. Last day. Love, and I'm so grateful that I get to be the last one for today, or for this time. You might be asking yourself, why are you playing a baseball song? Totally become clear in just a minute. So I want you guys to grab your greats, your favorites. Got Believe, Trauma Life. Those are some of my breaks. Yeah, Rachel, aren't you glad to see I'm not playing the Xbox right now? So sad. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. If you are watching this later, good afternoon, good evening, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, all the things. Let's dive in, guys. We're talking about education. I had a whole bunch of stuff written already to share with you, and then I took a shower and I was like, oh, nope, that needs to go, this needs to come in. Funny enough, I did not mean to talk about baseball and wear a baseball shirt at the same time, and yet there it is. So, education. How is education, how is Young Living, our business, like baseball? Well, I'm going to tell you guys. So grab a pen and paper, because it's going to get fun. And if you don't like baseball, I guarantee you're going to like it after these next 10 minutes. I learned to love baseball probably in the last 10 years. I watched it as a kid. I grew up going to Dodger games. Love all that. Went to Angels games. They're not my favorite at all. I think they're a fake team. That's another story. But I didn't learn to love it, to really love baseball until about 10 years ago. Here's how I learned to love it. I learned the history of baseball. I sat down with my kids, and every summer when we take our break, our school curriculum is learning baseball, the history of baseball. Guys, our country is rich with the history of baseball. You would be wise to learn it if you want to know really our country's history. I learned the key players, the greats, the Bambino, Mickey Mantle, Ty Cobb, all these people. And then to go with my era, Pete Rose, Sammy Sosa, all these people. And then now to go today, Beltre, all these, Rugi, all these guys that we all love and watch, right? Then the third thing was I experienced it. I've been to Dodger games. I've eaten Dodger dogs long before our vegan years. I've been to Angels games countless times. I've seen Disneyland from afar. I've been to Fenway. I've been to Ranger Stadium. Guys, let me tell you, there is nothing I can tell you about a Fenway game that will convince you until you experience it. Baseball games, on average, hold nothing to going to a Red Sox game. It's like an event. It's a carnival. There's nothing I can sit here and tell you have to experience. Like, don't die. Put it on your bucket list. Go to a Fenway game. But you're like, okay, whatever, until you actually go. Here's how this, to me, as I was thinking about this today, this is totally Young Living, you guys. Here's why. With Young Living, in order to be successful, in order to really grow a solid, you're not hustling for ranks every single month, you're not worried about all the things, you have to do these three things, and it all has to do with education. Number one, you need to learn the history of our company. Guys, when I learned the history, that's when I was like, oh, dang, this is real. This company is legit. I felt like I could totally own it. Do you guys know the story of Gary Young and how he brought lavender seeds from France? Do you know how he learned to become a distiller, how he learned to farm? Do you know that story? Do you know the story of the gentleman who runs the farm at St. Mary's, how he sends people home if they have a negative attitude? Because he doesn't need that kind of negativity around his plants. That's the kind of care and love. Oh, my Melissa's over there. Oh, well. But that our Melissa is grown from, our lavender. Do you guys know that Gary Young and a handful of guys started the Ecuador farm themselves by hand? Do you know that Gary Young was threatened for his life? Like, do you know the history of our company? Guys, if you don't know it, learn it. It's critical. I'll get to that in a minute. Number 2, learn the key players, the greats. In baseball, I just listed off several. In our organization, our industry, it could be thieves. It could be lavender. I'm sure you guys are like, oh yeah, thieves, lavender, lemon. Not for me. Nay, nay. My greats are trauma life. This is what made me, that trajectory of my emotional releasing is learning about trauma life. Believe, these are my greats. Cedarwood, I can't live a day without cedarwood. My kids can't sleep a night without it. So those are my greats. But just like in baseball, I could sit here and have a discussion with you and you might be like, no, Derek Jeter's the best. No, this guy's the best, blah, blah, blah. And we could be back and forth and saying, these are our greats. So learn your greats. There are some, the heavy hitters, the Valors and the Thieves of our company. But for us personally, what sold us on Young Living, it's different. Trauma life and going to the farm, that's what sealed the deal for me. And number 3, that brings me to number 3. Experience it. Guys, just like I said, I can sit here and give you 100 things about a Fenway game. Why it's so amazing. The smells, the sounds, the music, the Sweet Caroline in 8th inning. All of it. But until you sit there and you're singing along, waving your hand, saying Sweet Caroline like a fool with your husband, you're not going to get it. And it's the same thing. Get your biscuits to the farm if you haven't. For real. Look here's where I'm about to get, how I start yelling at you guys and fussing at you. Don't give me an excuse. I can't afford it. Grow your business then and get there. I don't have time. You have time for what you want to have time for. I made all the time in the world to play Lego Batman. I got plenty of time. Right? Get to the farm. Period. Use your oils every day, all the time, all the things. Gary Young has said, I've heard him say, we don't use our oils enough. Guys, your waitress at the restaurant should be able to smell you from the kitchen. That's how many oils you slather on all day. Why? I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to have you figure that out. It has to do with ourselves. Guys, we were at Mellow Mushroom, my husband and I, last week. And the waitress came out and she's like, oh, because he had, this is my husband's little trick, P.S. He puts peppermint RC in place of the salt and pepper shakers. Always sparks conversation. And she's like, oh, I knew you guys did essential oils. I could smell you from the kitchen. Guess what? He got a prospect out of that. Because we smell like a walking diffuser. And don't be like any of those nasty ones like oregano or Emmy Power. Guys, if you have to use those on your person, you should be staying home anyway. Like something that smells good. Let me just sidebar with that. So learn the history. Learn the key players. Experience it. Here's your challenge. My last thing for you guys for 2017. My last call to action. Here's your challenge. Write this down. 3 things. Do these, the things I just said. Number 1, spend just 30 minutes every day for 30 days learning the history. Y'all, I'm not asking you to learn the history of baseball. That's 100 and something years worth. I think it's 150. That's a lot, which you can take a summer and do, and you can come visit me and we'll do it together. It's super fun. I'm asking you to learn the history of a company that was 20 plus years old. It's not that hard. Here's the thing, guys. If you're going to treat your business like a business, then you need to treat your business like a business. You need to know the ins and outs, the inner workings of that business so that you can own it and you can, with confidence, share that. This is all about confidence. Many of you guys won't share, don't want to share, don't want to teach. Why? Number 1, your mindset, and your mindset has to do with what you've done, your confidence. Your mindset will change if you educate yourself. Then you feel compelled to educate others. Number 2, take just 30 days and 30 oils. Take a challenge. Start Monday. Tell your usage groups. Guys, we're doing 30 oils in 30 days. We're going to learn together. I guarantee you watch your ER order numbers jump. I guarantee it. Why? Because as you dive into your oils, as you apply them topically all day, every day, or take it internally, if that's a dietary vitality oil, diffusing it constantly, you will have physiological changes You will see a difference. You will want to share that and go, oh, my head, I use Trauma Life all day today and I am loving life. I use cedarwood and I have the best dreams in the whole wide world. Whatever. And you will feel compelled to share. Why? Because when we learn something amazing, we feel compelled to share it. And you'll share it with your youth subscription. They'll be like, oh, I want to try cedarwood. I need Trauma Life. Wait, what? There's an oil called Trauma Life? Can you guys tell that's my favorite? Number 3, experience it. This is your challenge. For 2018, every single one of you on here better get to convention or get to a farm. I mean, you don't have to go to convention just to go to a farm. Did you know that? Anybody can walk onto your Young Living farm and get a tour. A little tip, at St. Mary's, they really prefer you call ahead. I did not do that because I'd heard, well, yeah, you just go walk on a farm and go. So one of my leaders and I did that, and they're like, well, you kind of need an appointment because we're busy. And guys, this is the heart of Young Living. She's like, you know what? It's okay. Let's just go. I'll just show you real quick. Real quick was 2.5 hours later. We learned the ins and outs of St. Mary's, just me and my leader with this sweet lady. She was awesome. I wish I could remember her name right now. So there we go. My last thing. The last thing for the last time. Do not get discouraged if not everybody you speak to signs up. Again, how is Young Living like baseball? So many ways. But here's the last thing. The batting average for the great ones, the really, really great ones, is 30%. Ted Williams, .344 was his batting average. Meaning 344 times out of every 1,000 times he went up to bat, he hit it. It doesn't mean that he got a home run. It doesn't mean that he knocked it out of the park. It just means he got on base. That's that. So guys, if you speak to 10 people and only 3 of them sign up, you are one of the greats. Your batting average is on point. You are killing it. Sometimes you're going to hit it out of the park every single time. Sometimes you're going to have a class and all 10 of those people sign up, then they just want your oils. Sometimes you're going to get up to bat and you're going to strike out. And you're going to be like, dang it, that was a bust. But you know what you do? Like the greats do. Dust themselves off, grab your Believe, put it on, and get out there the next day. And go hit a home run the next day. Guys, it has been a privilege. I can't even tell you the privilege it's been for me to get to share just a few little nuggets I've learned along the way. And I want to leave with this. Remember, if I can find success in Young Living, you guys can too. Love you all. You are prayed for every day by me. I promise you that. Have a fantastic and safe New Year's. And go kill it in 2018. Mwah! Love you guys.